After a record number of goals, unrelenting shocks, and an apparent capacity for unceasing drama, the Africa Cup of Nations will finish on Sunday when either hosts Ivory Coast or fellow former champions Nigeria will be crowned kings of Africa. The Super Eagles are aiming for a fourth continental crown in Abidjan, while the Ivorians are looking to add to their triumphs in 1992 and 2015. The teams will meet for the second time at this year's finals, 24 days after the Ivorians suffered a first-ever home defeat by Nigeria when they won 1-0 in the group stage. The Elephants are the first host nation to reach the final since Egypt in 2006, with 5 of the last 6 hosts to have contested the final having gone on to lift the trophy, the only exception being the Super Eagles themselves in 2000. Unbeaten unlike their opponents, the Nigerians are the highest-ranked of the finalists, rated 6th in Africa and 42nd in the world, as opposed to Ivory Coast's African ranking of 8th and 49th overall. Seeking a first title since 2013, Nigeria cruised through the group stages with 7 points before, amid a run of 4 straight clean sheets, defeating Cameroon, Angola, and South Africa in the knockout stages. After the Nigeria loss, Ivory Coast then suffered a record home and Nations Cup defeat by Equatorial Guinea, 0-4. Only squeezing through as a best third-place side before coming to life with dramatic knockout wins over Senegal and Mali before beating DR Congo in the last 4. After one of the best Nations Cups in living memory, the hope is that Sunday's final, 2000 hours Greenwich Mean Time, in Abidjan's 60,000-seater stadium will providing a fitting climax. The organization has been brilliant, the pitch is great, we've seen some unbelievable matches, and now Ivory Coast is in the final with Nigeria. What a game, former Elephant Kolo Touré enthused to the BBC. Collective effort to boost Nigeria. Even though they are playing in Abidjan, Nigeria are the nominal home side, and in spite of the intense backing provided by the Ivorian fans, whose support has been regularly praised by the national squad, the Nigeria camp say they would not have it any other way. The atmosphere will be fantastic, and my players and staff all prefer to play in a full stadium, despite the level of noise, Nigeria coach Jose Pereiro said on Saturday. Ivory Coast were favorites ahead of this tournament, but we want to win this Nations Cup. My only plan is to beat Ivory Coast and win this trophy for the people of Nigeria. Appointed in 2022, the former Sporting Lisbon and Porto coach has been widely criticized by Nigerian fans throughout much of his tenure, but now stands on the verge of adding to titles won in 1980, 1994, and 2013. During all 3 of those triumphs, the Super Eagles played Ivory Coast, against whom they have won 3 times and lost twice during their 7 previous meetings at the finals. With a backline superbly marshaled by former Watford centre-back William Troost-Ekong and long-term West Brom defender Simi Ajayi, Nigeria have conceded just 2 goals in 6 games, while scoring 7 at the other end. Surprisingly, only one of those has come from Napoli striker Victor Osimhen, the reigning African Footballer of the Year, who has converted just 1 of his 24 chances, albeit while having had 2 goals ruled out by VAR and another disallowed for handball. Nonetheless, Osimhen has earned plaudits for his tireless running and pressing, and played the semi-final despite stomach problems, where he earned the penalty from which Nigeria converted their only goal. He doesn't play like a star, but fights for the team, said the Portuguese Pissarro, 63. He knows he's an important player, and because of that, he suffers for the team, getting kicked around, but he helps us as much as the team helps him. It's a collective effort, and we fight together. With Osimhen failing to add to his goal and Nigeria's opener, Atlanta forward Ademola Lookman is Nigeria's top scorer with 3 goals, while Troost-Ekong, having netted 2 high-pressure penalties, is the only other Nigerian to have scored, an own goal aside. I'm not the special one. Fittingly for a competition which has been played in excellent spirit through, Pissarro took time on Saturday to congratulate Amirs Faye for the interim Ivory Coast coach's impressive handling of his side after taking over a seemingly sinking ship. After coach Jean-Louis Gasset vacated his role shortly after the Elephants' group campaign, with some saying the Frenchman chose to resign rather than being fired. Former Ivorian international Faye stepped in just hours before the team staggered into the knockout stages. There has been little limp about the side ever since, with the Ivorians showing incredible mental fortitude when finding late equalizers en route to eliminating defending champions Senegal and Mali in 2 epic ties, prior to a far more routine victory against DR Congo on Wednesday. Having previously coached Nice youth teams and the reserve team of French League One club Clermont Foot, Faye, who had been Gassette's assistant since the latter's appointment in May 2022, rejected talk of him being a special one on Saturday. "I said from the start that I was fortunate to know the squad for 2 years," he said. "We just tried to focus on building the right chemistry. I haven't invented anything but done all the basics, like making all the players feel important and building cohesion. We deserved to be in the final, and the most important thing was to regain confidence, rebuild the team, and it was good to tidy things in defense. We've been taking things one step at a time." Forced to quit playing at the age of 28 because of vein inflammation issues in his legs, Faye was part of the Ivorian side that finished runners-up in 2006, a campaign in which he played every minute. He will now try to ensure the two-time champions score their first goal in a Nations Cup final, with their 4 previous appearances in the continent's showpiece football finale all going to penalties after ending goalless. With the Ivorians' 6 goals all having been scored by different players, Faye will hope that the revitalized Sebastian Haller, who scored the semi-final winner in the strikers' first start at the finals, can continue to impress following his month-long layoff with an ankle injury. "Since December, I've been working hard with the physios to be here," said the 29-year-old, who returned to football just over a year ago after battling back from testicular cancer. "I feel the pressure as a striker. It's a big responsibility, but that's how football works. Playing in front of our people gives us the motivation to perform, and I hope this good pressure will help the team. The last 2 years have been tough and challenging for me. When you see everything that has happened, it's great to be here, and on Sunday I'll enjoy it." Having had to cope without 4 suspended players in the semifinals, Faye will have the rarity of being able to select from a near full-strength squad on Sunday. When he says he is prepared for whatever eventuality this most unpredictable of Nations Cup may have left to offer. "The main lesson we've drawn at this competition is that you have to expect the unexpected," said a man who could now win the continent's most prestigious tournament in only his 4th senior game in charge.